And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote. Appointed nearly 300 judges to defend the law and the Constitution as written. I defended this law, this Constitution. Then they say, oh, he is not for democracy. I took a bullet for democracy. He didn't.
Wow. Talk about milking a sad moment that actually resulted in people, or at least someone, dying. People actually took bullets that was aimed at him that day. That was a sad episode that definitely has no place in our democracy. Yet he has framed it as taking a bullet for democracy, and his followers will just eat it without even thinking about it. Fortunately for him, though, he was only grazed in the ear, but he's the one that took a bullet for democracy, he says. So how about the supporter that actually took a bullet and died? Or the supporter or supporters that were injured and hospitalized? This is why it's so hard to have any empathy for this man. Even when something that horrific happened to him, he still found a way to remind us that he is a profoundly disgusting human being. Don't get me wrong, I acknowledge it must have been a terrifying experience. When a normal person goes through such a horrific, near-death experience, being shot at, it is a moment your life flashes before you. You reflect on that moment your life could have ended. Usually, normal people come out of such experiences much more appreciative of a second chance at life and want to be better. Not Trump, though. The moment they picked him up, he instinctively and immediately reminded us that he's a vile human being, raised his fist and encouraged his supporters to fight. It always has to be about violence with him. Well, let's listen to this statement. And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore. Yes, you heard him right. In his own words, he's telling us what his plans are. Clearly, in 4 years, we won't be voting anymore. We won't be having elections anymore. He's a fascist, and his supporters are on board with fascism. America, this is how authoritarians in third world countries rule. What are we doing, America? Are we really playing footsie and patty cakes with this authoritarian wannabe lunatic with an unhealthy dose of fascistic appetite? Seriously? Let's not forget, the last time this guy was president, he did this. We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved.
He called on Congress to reject the election results, an election he lost by 7 million votes, but continues to call rigged despite no evidence.
We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. You'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong. We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I love Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're going to the Capitol. We're going to try and give our Republicans, the weak ones, because the strong ones don't need any of our help. We're going to try and give them the kind of pride and boldness that they need to take back our country.
So he said all those things then and did all those things then, and he's back and wants to be president again. And we're just going to vote for him? Are we supposed to just forget the fact that this man is a serious threat to anything that's a semblance of the democracy America has, that America has enjoyed? This man is a real threat to democracy. That is not a joke. And that is not just a political rhetoric. That is a fact. He says it in his own words. Vote for me, just vote me in, and in 4 years we're going to fix this and you won't have to vote anymore. He said it that clearly. We know, we've seen what he'd done before, and he's telling us what he's going to do next. This is not a joke. This is not a drill, America. Let's wake up. Let's go vote like our lives depend on it. Because our democracy actually depends on it. This man has taken over the Republican Party and he wants to take over America. This is serious. Trump's not even a conservative. He's a con man and his supporters are his marks. If you say you don't know what Trump is, fair enough. Because he's all over the place. No moral values, doesn't offer any coherent policy, and doesn't even demonstrate any ability to have principles. One thing is certain though, he cares a great deal about his power and his bottom line, not the slightest about his supporters or the American people. I must admit though, and give him credit for one thing and one thing only. He has an uncanny ability to manipulate his fan base. That ability to me is very impressive. Very, very impressive.